Hi, it's Jane with Scraptasticyarns, and today we're in for a little bit of some shout-outs. Now, I thought I would go over some of these channels and kind of give you a brief overview. Things are going to change up a little bit. You will still be getting crochet and knitting channels, but I thought I would also include some of our other YouTube community channels. Maybe it'll be something I'm following. Maybe it'll be something that you suggest. You know, the people have a look, see, those kind of things. I know we all have more interest than just crochet and knitting. Some of us like watching cooking shows. There's one show that I'll always find fascinating, and it's one where they cook with miniature food items, make miniature food items. Now, I didn't include that in this shout out, but I will in a later shout out. I just thought it might be nice to branch out a little bit and to get a look at some of the other channels that YouTube has to offer. You know, my husband was a gamer. I watch a lot of gaming channels as well. Some of it I watch because I miss seeing Thomas as he plays Final Fantasy 14. That was one of his favorites, and I love watching when he was doing it. You know, he put it up on this big screen with the PS4, and so I got to see the storyline and the beautiful artwork that these developers have developed for this game. So I will probably share a couple of gaming channels with you here and there. Of course, one of my favorites, well, two of my favorites are Work to Game and Ginger Prime. And I will leave those links down below as well. But first, we're going to start out with some crochet and knitting, folks. There is Michelle Crochets in Kansas. And she has a recent giveaway, so you might want to go check her channel out. Then there is My Yarn Spun Life. This is Lizzy. Now, I have shouted her out before, but I believe she's getting pretty close to 1,000, so I just thought it might be nice to shout her out again. Then there is Knit, Knot, and Weave. This is Dorothy. Now, Dorothy knits, crochets, and does weaving, and I think you will enjoy her channel as well. Tea with a Biscuit. This gal, Jessica, I believe all she does is knit. Don't quote me on that. She is a little bit on the funnier side, kind of like our Chevy Rel is. And a lot of her videos, she starts out with all of her knit items on top of her head. So check Jessica out. She's a lot of fun. Then there is Detroit Knots, and this is Natalie. She knits and she crochets. Now, she has not put out a video in quite some time. I think there's 3 or 4 videos on her channel, and they're basically about Tunisian crochet. So check those videos out. But she does have a website, DetroitKnots.com. And it's a blog, and she does all kinds of things, has all kinds of knitting, crochet patterns, you name it, so check her out. And this one is a big channel. This is NobleKnits. This is Nancy Queen. She calls herself the knitting and crochet entrepreneur expert. And she used to have a yarn shop. Now, I've heard that she has sold the yarn shop, closed it, and she is now focused on some things with fashion, but I don't list that channel, but you can probably find that channel as well. If you just put in YouTube Nancy Queen, it may pull up all those things. Then there is Hope's Loving Hands, and Hope does a lot of live videos where you crochet along with her, and there's a lot of chat, discussion. She also does this with Mrs. Deveter, and that is the next channel, Deveter Brown. She is a crocheter as well, and she does the chats many times with Hope, and they're just very interesting chats. So I think you might, you know, get a little kick out of those as well. I mean, we're always looking for something to do sometimes, and sometimes it's nice just to have chatter or something in the background when we're knitting and crocheting, you know, because we're not really watching TV and that kind of thing. So, there's that. Then there is Nana's Crafty Corner, Donna. Now, Donna, I believe, does reborn dolls and does some crochets as well. And then, of course, there's Crochet Me Pink, and this is Kelly. I have shouted her out before in the past, and I believe she's getting close to 1,000 people as well, so check her out again. Now, the next channels, no crochet, no knitting, but they're a little bit different. As you know, I've been looking and playing with acrylic painting, and one of the things that I have been watching, and I am absolutely fascinated with, is acrylic paint pour techniques. And this is where they actually pour the acrylic paints onto the canvas or whatever medium that they're using, you know, and they create designs with it through either blowing through straws, using blown up gloves, you name it, to make all kinds of interesting things. Taking different types of chains, running them through, bringing it, you know, they're just fascinating to watch. So one of those channels that I've been doing a lot of watching is Amanda Designs. She does a thing with those blown up gloves, you know, the plastic or the nitrile gloves. She blows them up and she makes these absolutely stunning flowers. She makes these beautiful acrylic pours that are just stunning. You know, almost space ethereal looking. So, yeah, check her out. And then there is Kreations by Christy. Now, she does a lot of different type of pours, but she also does a lot of showing you as a beginner how you can start some of these pours and create some fascinating pieces of art. This next one has nothing to do with painting. Well, maybe she does. But, you know, with the economy the way that it is going these days, we can absolutely all use some hints, some tips, tricks about how to further our dollars. And this lady, I believe she is from the United Kingdom, you know, England. But the name of her channel is TheCheapskatesClub. She has a newsletter, and she's been doing this for quite some time. Now, the one video that I did watch was one that she did a couple of weeks ago, I think, about waste not, want not, crochet and knitting. That's how I found her, through that video. But she has a lot of other good and great tips, and even though she's in England, it can apply to us here in the U.S. You never know what kind of tips you can learn from anyone. So check her out, and I think you will enjoy that channel as well. That is it for the shout outs today. And I will tell you, I already have another page full of shout outs started. And they're crochet and knit. I haven't even gotten into some of the other ones that I like watching. So it's going to be interesting, folks. I just thought we might change it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. So I hope you enjoy that portion of it. But, yeah, quick and dirty. Few shout outs. And, as always, want you to remember to be kind to one another, love one another, and absolutely love yourself. Learn to love yourself. Get out there and move. It's important. And take a look outside, see what's going on. The other day, my friend Jerry and I had gone to a Presbyterian women's retreat in State College, Cafe Chocolat, and we were griping about having to get up so early in the morning to drive there because we chose not to spend the night in State College. I mean, it's only a 45-minute drive. But we were laughing because my friend, as she explained it, she saw the sunrise for one of the first times in her life. No, it wasn't really the first time in her life, but she likes to sleep a little later than normal, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And of course, I admire people that can sleep that late. I'm generally up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier, sometimes I don't sleep hardly at all. So she got to see God's glorious sunrise Saturday morning. I missed it because I was drinking my coffee and grumbling about getting up that early in the morning to drive to State College. But the scenery was beautiful on the way, the company was great, and of course when we got to the conference center it was just a beautiful experience. And if any of you ever get a chance to go to any kind of retreat that is just made for women, by all means go. Now this one was for Café Chocolat, and it was Bible studies based around chocolate and God's grace. And so it was a very interesting retreat. I loved every bit of it, and I hope that sometime you'll get to go on a women's retreat or a men's retreat if you happen to be male, where you can bond with your sisters or your brothers. All right, everybody, I'll see you again soon. Bye.